What starts as a fun, lighthearted late-night interview suddenly turns into one of the most shocking on-air confrontations The Tonight Show has ever seen. A best-selling comedian sits down expecting jokes and applause, but within minutes, she's blindsided by accusations, rumors, and a trap she never saw coming. And by the time she stands up, the studio has gone dead silent, and Jimmy Fallon has just sparked a controversy he never imagined. The night begins like any other episode. The audience is buzzing, the music is loud, and Jimmy Fallon looks energized as he welcomes Hannah Berner to the stage. She steps out beaming, waving to fans, genuinely excited. Her tour has been a huge success, her book is topping charts, and this moment should have been pure celebration. She takes her seat, and Jimmy immediately pumps her up, calling her a powerhouse, a rising star, a New York icon performing at Carnegie Hall. The crowd cheers, Hannah laughs, and it feels like classic late-night magic. She even shares a wholesome story about her Nana seeing Frank Sinatra at Carnegie Hall and how surreal it was for the family to see Hannah on that same stage. The audience melts. Jimmy laughs along. Everything is warm, friendly, and safe. But if you're watching closely, something changes. A shift so subtle most people miss it. Jimmy leans in just a little too far. His smile flickers. His voice dips. It's the kind of moment you don't think much about until the explosion that follows. He starts talking about success, pressure, travel, the kind of harmless lead-in every celebrity has heard 100 times. Hannah smiles, answering with grace, talking about long nights and busy schedules. But Jimmy doesn't stop there. He presses. And then he presses harder. "Your husband must be a very understanding guy," he says. His tone isn't playful anymore. It's probing. The crowd senses something's off. Hannah freezes for half a second. Just a micro-expression, but the camera catches it. A little tightening in her smile. A flicker of confusion. She tries to brush it off politely. "He's very supportive," she says. Then Jimmy drops it. The first hit. "Well, the fans want to know about the tension on the road, especially what happened in Buffalo." The entire studio changes temperature. The air gets heavy. The audience doesn't clap, doesn't laugh, doesn't breathe. Rumors. Personal rumors. Ones no responsible host should be bringing up live on television. Hannah blinks. "Where is this coming from, Jimmy?" He laughs the most artificial laugh you've ever heard and says he's just looking for clarity. And then he winks at the camera like the whole thing is a joke, like he's the clever one exposing some big secret. The audience still not laughing. Hannah looks down at her lap, collecting herself. This is the moment everything could still go back to normal. Jimmy could walk it back, offer a joke, move on. But instead, he goes further. He mentions a source who claimed Hannah was getting a little too close to her opening act. He pretends the question is innocent, but it isn't. It's a setup, a trap, disguised as a laugh. And that's when something shifts inside Hannah. She looks back up at Jimmy with a smile. Not a friendly one, but a controlled, razor-sharp, ice-cold smile. The whole room senses something is about to happen. She slowly unclamps her microphone. It's not dramatic, not yet, but watching it feels like watching a fuse being lit. "You want clarity?" she says softly. She stands, every movement deliberate, smooth, elegant, scary. She turns to the main camera, the one broadcasting to millions. "The only thing close in Buffalo was me to walking off stage after I accidentally called them Boston, but you, Jimmy, you're not even in the same stadium as the truth." The audience reacts, not loudly, but with a ripple of shock, gasps, murmurs. Jimmy raises his hands like he's calming down a heated argument, but his face has changed. His smile is gone. His eyes are darting. He looks rattled. "Hannah, come on," he stammers. "It's a joke. We're having fun." But nobody believes him. And then comes the moment that freezes the internet. Hannah leans into the microphone, one final time, and says, "You want a story? Here's the headline. You just got the walk-off. Live." She drops the mic. It slams against the chair with a deep, echoing thud that vibrates through the studio. Without a single glance back, she walks off, past the stunned band members, past the production crew, straight through the curtain backstage. Jimmy is left staring at an empty chair. The silence is unbearable. The audience doesn't know whether to clap or scream. The band doesn't play. Jimmy forces a laugh, but his eyes are terrified. "Well, that was, unexpected," he says, every syllable trembling. What he doesn't know, at least not yet, is that the internet is about to bury him. Clips of the moment go viral within minutes. Fans accuse him of crossing personal boundaries, humiliating guests for views, and staging ambushes disguised as interviews. And then the twist that changes everything. Hannah's team releases a statement hinting that Jimmy's producers requested more drama to drive ratings. Not only that, insiders leaked that producers had been pressuring Jimmy to be more direct, more controversial, more viral. Suddenly, the story isn't about Hannah anymore. It's about The Tonight Show. It's about the decline of late-night TV. It's about manufactured conflict for views and clicks. Hannah posts a clip on her podcast, Giggly Squad, laughing with her co-host as she says, "I wasn't planning to walk off, but sometimes you just gotta give people what they deserve." Fans rally behind her. Celebrities quietly like her posts. The hashtags explode. None of my business, Team Hannah, Tonight Show mess. Ginny's team scrambles. They edit parts of the interview for the official YouTube upload. They limit comments. They try to spin the narrative. But the damage is done. A moment meant to embarrass Hannah ends up backfiring so hard that Jimmy becomes the target of the public's anger. And for the first time in years, people start asking whether late-night shows have lost their authenticity completely. Did Jimmy cross the line? Did Hannah do the right thing by walking out? Was the entire segment built for viral controversy? Or was this just a comedian refusing to let her personal life be weaponized on national TV? One thing is certain, this walk-off, the most shocking one in recent late-night history, has changed the conversation, and it's only getting started. If you want Hannah's unfiltered side of the story, listen to her podcast, Giggly Squad, where she breaks it all down exactly the way she lived it.